Hello, everybody. Welcome back. How are you all doing? Happy Saturday morning. How are you guys doing? I hope you all have an amazing night. Just gonna wait for a few others to join us before we get started. And if you can hear me, guys, do let me know in the comment section. And while I'm waiting for others to join us, I'm just gonna drop some messages in the comment section to be sure that um this video is on public, because I've made a mistake several times of starting my live stream, and I realized that, oh, it's on private, which meant that I was not able to see people's comments and stuff like that. So please like, just waiting for a few more seconds and then we shall get started. And I'm sure you guys already know what we are talking about anyway. And before, obviously, on the 1st of August, I already knew, like I already said, that the month of August is going to be a busy one, because we're going to be jumping from different happenings, different stories happening in Nigeria every day. And yes, with that being said, guys, let's just get started. So as you can see, there's been a lot that's been going on. There are videos on my channel where I have discussed about this issue of Dangote, and I did mention that yes, this case of Dangote, it is not now. This case of Dangote trucks allegedly causing accidents, life-threatening injuries to people. No be today. Dangote truck is been causing accidents and stuff, but we've never heard some of these victims coming out here to call Dangote out. And like I said, I love the era we have right now. Maybe to an extent, maybe not all of it, because there's some things that some of this Gen Z and all of this new era that is going on in this new era that I do not agree with. But when it comes to calling out the wrongs, when it comes out to calling out the wrongs of people who are obviously high and mighty into society, when it comes out to calling out their wrongs, I'm here for it. So, like I said, I've done a live stream here where I mentioned, or I discussed my own experience of actually seeing a Dangote truck running through people on the roadside while I was a student. And I've shared that several times here. I mean, obviously, a few days since I started sharing the story of Dangote and stuff. And yes, it had to take a popular netizen or a popular social media user by the name Fina. I believe she was an ex BB Niger contestant. It had to take her sister. I mean, it had to take her sister being involved in a Dangote accident for us to start calling out Dangote for all the things that has been happening. Okay. And even with that being said, Verydarkman, obviously, like I said, I'm not his fan. He has gone on to, expose a few lot of things, which I'm going to be going to his page at some point to, to watch to watch a few of his videos. I did say there was a video of another, obviously, Fina's sister was involved in an accident where she was on on a motorcycle, and an alleged Dangote truck, drove into them, which meant that Fina's sister, she already lost a leg, and there's a possibility that she might lose the other one. And I mean, she has a serious life-changing injury. And yes, I am of the opinion that Dangote should be picking all bills, and they should pay that girl's bills, pay for everything about her for as long as she's alive. I am team that. So apparently, when she came out, a few other people, strummed up support for her, and yes, Very Dark also came out. It was going back and forth. I think a lot of his videos have been showing in Edu. In fact, it's been said that a lot of accidents has been happening, a lot involving Dangote trucks in Auchi. Like lots of videos I've been seeing in the past few days is been in areas in Auchi. So I'm gonna go share my screen with you right now. And yes, there's a video of Very Dark Man that he made, obviously interviewing a few people. And I'm sure I did say a lot of things as well, because at some point it's been revealed that some of these Dangote drivers allegedly they do not have driver's license. Some of them don't even know how to drive. Some of them are not even allowed to drive, but obviously because they know how to drive, they are now being placed behind a truck to drive a heavy duty truck. And I did raise the concerns that how are these Dangote drivers being recruited? So once you recruit them, is there any further training that they are being given? Or it's just a matter of, oh, you can drive, oh yeah, they put you behind the truck. How do they actually check to ensure that these people can drive? It's not a matter of you being able to drive. And I cited an example of, if you're in the UK, just because you can drive does not mean your driver licenses are they have I don't know how to put it now. If, like I said, if I learn to drive, learning in an automatic vehicle, I cannot drive a manual car. However, if you learn to drive a car in a manual car, you can drive an automatic vehicle. Meanwhile, if you learn to drive in an automatic vehicle, you cannot drive a manual car. So a manual car means that you're changing gears. But if you drive an automatic, you're not changing gears. You're just putting your brakes or your gears into D drive. I mean, if you're somebody who drives a manual car, you will know. And if you've ever driven an automatic vehicle before, you know there's a massive difference in driving a manual car and driving an automatic car. When you're driving an automatic car, there's only two pedals, which is the stop, which is the brake and accelerate. And if you're driving a manual vehicle, you've got the clutch, you've got the brake, and you've got the accelerator. So you are dealing with three brakes. You are dealing with three clutches when you're driving a manual, and then having to change gears. So, for example, my own car, I can change gears up to sixth gear. So if you've never driven a manual before and you learn to drive in an automatic vehicle, you will struggle. Hence why there's that classification. Yes, that's the word. There's a classification to driver's licenses. And even for the fact that there's that classification, for the fact that I drive a manual car, I can't just say tomorrow I want to be a bus driver. Hello, Grace Hamaya. Welcome, my baby. How are you? Please like and share. Just because I learned to drive or I have a manual driver's license does not mean that the preacher, welcome, my beautiful people. Welcome, I see. Please like and share. Just because I drive a manual car or just because I have a manual driver's license does not mean that, oh, I fancy being a bus driver. I want to go and drive a bus driver. Don't get me wrong, there are some buses who have automatic pedals as well. And there are some, it depends. I think most buses I've seen in the UK, they are like automatic, they have automatic, so you don't necessarily have to drive a bus. But then with that being said, just because I have a manual driver's license does not mean that, oh, tomorrow I want to start driving a bus. Even if I'm being recruited to drive a bus, I'm still going to undertake training serious training to be sure that I'm able to drive a bus as lengthy as, if you're in the UK, you know the size of the buses we have here in the UK. Thank you so much, the preacher. You know how, like say, I've never driven a bus before. So because I have a manual car, I should go and drive a double-decker bus. You all know all those double-decker London buses. Just because I have a manual a manual license does not mean that I can drive a long bus. No, you still, as an employer will still train you to be sure that you are able to position a long vehicle, you're able to position a vehicle that is larger. So same thing I was citing that what kind of training does Dangote gives to the people, to the drivers that drive his truck? Is he outsourcing the drivers to third-party companies to recruit drivers for him? If that's the case, how are these drivers being trained? And if you are now outsourcing your drivers to third-party companies, you being the owner of the company, what additional training are you giving or additional checks are you giving to be sure that they have a valid driver's license, to ensure that their skills is up to date in terms of, yes, they're going to be driving trucks? How are you checking? You're not just putting underage South and Northerners behind the truck. There was one of the videos that Verydarkman shared that there was a man in a truck, one of the trucks that he stopped. I'm going to play those videos to you. One of the trucks that he stopped the vehicle. It was a young boy. If you look at his age, it wouldn't be older than maybe 18 or 20. He was driving the truck. And the Baba was like, Verydarkman said, he was asking the man that, this boy that is driving, does he have a driver's license? They said no. And Verydarkman was asking, why is he driving? The Baba said, oh, because I am tired. So since he knows how to drive, that's why he's driving. You guys, I'll play those videos to you. So look at that. He does not know how to drive, but you put him behind the wheel to drive. And I know, obviously, this is not a fault of Dangote, but like I said, is there a database that actually records drivers who pass their driving test, who have registered to drive, who have valid driver licenses? They went to school of driving. They went to school of driving to learn how to drive a truck. All of these things is very, very important. Anyway, the main cocoa of this story today is that one of the Verydarkman's video, he allegedly called Dangote Azaman. Guys, let me share my screen with you. Before that, let me just go and get that page ready. He allegedly called Baba Dangote Azaman. So we're going to play that video first, and then we'll move on to the video that other videos, and then obviously we'll discuss this. So let me find that video here. So there's a lot of videos, but we would let me go to his page. There's a lot of videos. Let me share my screen with you now. Obviously, he started with this. He started placing some road bumps or something to stop truck, which I believe that it's not really the duty of him to do. It's not his job to do. It should be to down to the governor or whatever of that country. So this is a video of the girl, one of Dangote's, obviously, who maimed her. It says that's another girl who has been in hospital for how many months? About 11 months, bills up to 5 million naira. So apparently, Edo State governor or somebody came to the hospital to pay that bill. But this is another victim of Dangote's truck driver.
For a project, and around 4 a.m., Dangote truck just crushed her. Now she's paralyzed. This is where she breathes from. She's paralyzed. Her legs cannot move. She can see she cannot move any part. So, and she has been abandoned here with bills of over how much? Of bills of over 5 million, 4 something million, and then she's still not good. Okay, man.
Can you imagine?
Hold on, madam. Hold on, madam. Madam, I don't even know what to ask you or what to say to you. Well, first of all, sorry for all of this.
So that's one of the videos there. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, so it's simple.
So obviously this is him in Auchi stopping all Dangote trucks. And in my own opinion, I don't think that's a good move. It shouldn't be up to him. It shouldn't be up to him to do that. It's not a good. It's not in the position to do that. But that's pretty much what he's doing here. So he says here that dear Aliko Dangote, we the people of Auchi have no choice but to put a stop to all your drivers using our roads until you take care of the damages you have caused and regulate your drivers. I'm all for regulating the drivers, but actually putting laws into your own hands, like stopping all these trucks. These trucks, I believe, are going to deliver goods. It should be a matter of obviously trying to get the attention of Aliko Dangote, his company. I would imagine as a company, as a huge company that he is in Nigeria, he wouldn't take that for granted at all. He will try and reach out to meet, but stopping his trucks, I don't think that's a good move. But let's hear what he has to say.
Dangote truck would not pass. It's simple. They have to clear out the people in the.
I saw a comment. Let me quickly read the comment. The preacher said Dangote is not directly involved with recruiting drivers. Okay, so if he's not directly involved in recruiting drivers, these drivers are driving trucks that has his name on it. How is his company ensuring and double checking that these drivers are qualified enough? Now, also, these transport companies do not own all the trucks or buses. Individuals register their trucks and buses with this transport coin. Okay, so all of these companies that are being, all these transport companies, who are these companies? Are they registered companies? Name and shame them. So if it is A, B, and C truck and company, and they are drivers they are now registered with Dangote truck. So let's have a list of them. I understand that not all of these trucks or drivers belong to Dangote. Some of them are registered obviously to drive his product because they are using their trucks for his business. So like I said, everything still goes down to Dangote because they are under you. They are moving your trucks with your name. They are moving your product with your name. So how are you double checking that the drivers that are registered under your company or the drivers that are registered with that company that is working for you, that their drivers are checked, that their drivers are being listed as, okay, they went to so school, they trained at so school, okay, before they started driving a truck or while they are driving a truck, this is a test they've carried out, they've done maybe 20 hours of driving a truck, or they've done 100 hours of driving a truck training. Because at the end of the day, if they are transport companies who have their own drivers, like I said, they are still affiliated with Dangote, because at the end of the day, they will have your name on their truck. They will have your name on their truck and they are moving your products. So if anything happens, it's still going to come down to you, and it's now up to Dangote to now pull these people that, okay, this driver is from your company. What record do you have for them based on their training? Because if anything comes when lawsuit comes, I'm not going to be the one to pay for this lawsuit. I will be holding you, this company, your block cost to pay it. So it all still boils down to him, to his company. It still boils down to him. A preacher says stopping these trucks is not the best. I agree with you. These trucks transport goods, foodstuff belonging to individuals, and we don't know, they could be perishable goods. In as much as yes, we want to save lives, you still don't want people to miss out on, especially if they are perishable goods, if they are foods, because they are meant to be going to a certain market. If these products are perished, who's going to cover the cost of the perished goods? And so I said, no, it doesn't make sense that they're stopping all these trucks, depending on what they are carrying. Maybe if they are carrying perishable goods, take their records, take their details, So in case anything happens, you know where to go find them. But if they are products that are not perishable goods, maybe those ones could be stopped. But if they are perishable goods like food, produces, then I would imagine you wouldn't want to stop them. So I don't agree that he's stopping, because like I said, he is not really the person fit for doing this job. He shouldn't be the one doing this. Um Again, stopping these trucks in the day, what happens at night? Does BDM sleep? Exactly. I think there was a time, sometimes ago in Nigeria or in Lagos, where I'm sure I was pretty much young then. I knew that at some point that trailers do not move. They do not move during the day. They move at night time. So I think that has changed over time. But yeah, they've started doing that again. The preacher said, yes, of course, Dangote should be held responsible because these individual trusts are registered under his company. Exactly. They should train these drivers and our government should be proactive too. Absolutely, I agree with you. Let's keep playing this video. I've got a couple of videos of him to play, guys.
Hospital and all the families that Dangote unlicensed truck drivers are put in the hospital, they will settle them, even though money cannot really bring back people to life. But these Dangote killings in Auchi have to stop. Yes, and it stopped today. Yes, sir. No more Dangote until Dangote is ready to regulate his driver, employ drivers with license, and take care of all the families that his drivers are feed a bit of.
So that's that. I'm not going to play all of his videos, just to let you guys know what he's been doing so far. So according to his caption, he said, stop this Dangote truck with a lot of abuki in it and a driver without license as usual. We made sure their welfare is taken care of while the truck parked by the road to protect our people from reckless drivers. These trucks will be let go at 9 p.m. when people are back in their houses. Like I said before, Dangote passed our power and is the richest man in Africa. He makes 60% of his money here in Edo State and he buys more people along the Edo-Auchi road. We are urging him to regulate his drivers and also double check the drivers he's given their trucks to drive. I've said this already. And lastly, there's a 22-year-old girl that was crushed by one of his reckless unlicensed drivers. She has been in hospital for 11 months. So that was the first video of the girl I showed you earlier on. Okay. The preacher, there's a video of where he did as well, where these VIOs, there's a clause. We will get there. So they are meant to be stopping them, but there's a clause they are not doing it. And I'm sure it was one of those videos which was what prompted me to come and do this show, where he said that obviously allegedly Dangote na Azaman. We'll get there.
Only tough now, not let another person take that.
Where POS there?
So apparently he stopped these people that, to say that they won't be able to continue on their journey till 9 p.m. at night, and then according to him, he made them, he looked after their welfare. So let me see this.
All right. So, do you want to know how demonic and how evil Dangote is?
Allegedly.
Do you know that same hospital where Fina's sister was, that is the same hospital that this girl is? As a matter of fact, they were even close to each other, Dangote victims.
Wow.
But because Dangote was called out in respect to Fina's sister, Dangote and his team, they went there, carried Fina's sister. They left. And they left the other girl there. Meanwhile, that girl had been in that hospital
for 11 months.
For 11 months.
How wicked is that?
After the mama don't suffer, spend money, tire, the girl is now a vegetable. They have bills of over 5 million to pay. 11 months, 22-year-old girl, you crushed her dreams. But because you were not called out on that one, you entered that same hospital.
That's why I said, obviously, it takes Fina's sister. It had to happen to a celebrity's sister because she has a voice. This girl's mother has no voice. According to what he has said here now, that Fina's sister is in the same hospital. And they do. Dangote cannot tell me that they do not know that other child. And according to him, there are other victims of Dangote truck in that hospital. So they came to sort Fina's sister and ignore the rest. Wow, this is politics.
So you see two victims of yours. You carry one, you leave one. Dangote, God will punish you. If not sacrifice, you know they use these people do. I beg, they could not stop them. Just the way they are crying in Kogi, in Auchi, they are crying in Kogi as well.
Now let's move on from this. So, also that's him there.
All right, so as you can see, we are creating speed breakers. Accident is natural, but it's occurring too many times on this Auchi road, especially affecting the polytechnic students. So we are creating speed breaker here, not just here. We go up, we go all the way down, just to limit the accident. And also, we're also stopping Dangote trucks from moving. Currently, we have 3 trucks. Now, one of those trucks had one old man and a young boy. But the young
So that was the story I was trying to share with you earlier on. No, an old man was meant to be driving. He gave the truck to his son to be driving while he was sat beside him. Hear him.
boy was the one driving the truck. We asked for his license. He didn't have license. Then his father said, that is the old man. So he gave his son to help him. But your son, who is less than 21 years old, is the one driving. Hey, what's what you're doing?
It's on you.
The young boy, who is less than 20 years, 21 years, is the one driving. Then I said, Baba, why didn't you drive? He said he's old. So if this young boy keeps pressing now, not. Oh yeah, Baba, you say you have license. Where's your license? Baba brought out his license. His license expired in 2024. Just imagine. So if that guy now kills somebody, that's all. Baba and his son will be okay, will they die. So Dangote trucks have been seized and we don't want them on this road. Furthermore, there's a girl in the hospital. She has been there for 11 months. Dangote driver, one of his reckless unlicensed drivers, crushed the girl. And Dangote abandoned her there for 11 months. So he cannot keep on killing our young people, spoiling their dreams, crushing their future. He said no to Dangote and Auchi until he's ready to regulate his drivers. As simple, we know they fight you. Now you get control, now you get money.
Let me read comments here. So let me read your comment there, preacher. The preacher said there are parastatals responsible for these truckers like VIO and road safety. What are they doing? Nothing. They collect money allegedly and they look the other way. Do they check these trucks or just collect money? You know, now you've already answered the question yourself, the preacher. They collect money and just look away. That's what they do. And the preacher said, why is the death more in Auchi and Edo State? To be honest, I can't explain that. I would imagine maybe that's where they have lots of I don't know what kind of product they distribute there, but hey ho. What are the people in this place doing wrong? Why are the deaths high in this area? I would imagine obviously there's a polytechnic according to him there in that area, so that road is often busy. It could be possibly there's a market or something. You know, yeah, they will say you are one stupid boy was saying that if you don't look road well, but this how can you say people are not looking or not crossing the road well? That's why they are being involved. There are people who are standing by the roadside where a truck is the brake of a truck fails and then the truck just drives into them. So yeah, why are the deaths high in these areas and not in other parts of the country? This is not adding up. I can't explain that, but hey ho. And the picture said putting speed breakers on the FG road is wrong. Exactly. And he can be arrested and charged for that. Nothing has happened so far. I mean, it's been a week now that he's done that. So nothing yet. We've not the federal government never come out to speak about it. So I'd imagine everybody can continue to rave mad. Everybody can continue to do whatever they think they want to do or they like to do. And nobody will come for them. But yeah. The preacher said not even a sitting governor can do that on the federal road. There's a governor in Auchi, there's a governor in Edo State. What is the governor doing? He's not come out to say anything. I don't think I've seen anything from him yet anyway. Let's be careful about what we do, say and put up. Exactly. Like I said, there's a governor in that city. I don't think I've come across any post. If any of you watching me have seen a post in regards to all of these things that's happening, please kindly send me the link, okay? Thank you.
Now you be the richest man. Police they fear you, army they fear you. But this one now in our state, not just here, it's happening in Kogi State. Almost every day, Kogi people they die. And as you speak now, Dangote don't import 4,000 vehicles, 4,000 trucks. Guess what? The people go drive and you no get license. Once you can move the car, you can go. So we don't want all of that. So now, speed breakers first minutes while we continue. Thank you very much. And don't play. See you online.
Yeah, so that's that. We're getting there. So that's a video. That's a video of the obviously the trying to put brakes and stop into the road to stop to try and control the traffic in that area. You know, like I said, all of this should not be the one doing this. There's a governor in that city, in that state. What's the governor doing? What's the governor doing? Hello, Mr. Sunday, welcome. What's the governor doing? Let me read your comments. The picture said, why can't Edo government build overhead pedestrian bridges? How much is it to build one? The lawlessness in this country is alarming. Like I said, they don't care about all these people in politics. They don't care about Nigerians. So I think we all know that by now. They don't care about Nigerians. Sunday said, VDM seems to lack affiliation with any road safety organization, which raises concern about its credibility. It might be beneficial for Dangote to establish a clearinghouse that emphasizes business. Absolutely, I agree with you. Formalities and professionalism, this could improve accountability and ensure a more focused approach to that process. Exactly, but obviously, apart from, I think the only statement Dangote has released was after Fina called him out for her sister. Every other accident so far that Verydarkman has obviously mentioned, Dangote has not come out to say anything. So in my own opinion, this thing that Verydarkman is doing is it's not in his place to do that. He's already called out what needs to be done. He's already called out Dangote, and you would imagine you would have thought that maybe the state governor, the people who are obviously in charge of the welfare of that state, will try and meet up with him or the youth to kind of understand what they could do better to avoid all of this accident from happening. But so far, I've not seen anything. Like I said, if any of you has come across any post or anything like that, please do let me know, and I'll come out here and share it. So let me see what video this is about. Okay, this is a different video, so I'm not playing that one. So this is a video of, I don't know who this was. So it says here, according to his write-up, Edo State government contacted me yesterday through the Commissioner of Education, Dr. Emmanuel Padi Yamo, and they promised to come and see the 22-year-old girl that was crossed. So the other young girl I showed you in the video when it was just started, that was crushed by Dangote unlicensed truck drivers and left in the hospital for 11 months. So today, they came and promised to clear all our hospital bills and join us with the hospital to get our advance. The truth of the matter is, it should not be even the Edo State government that is doing this. It should be Dangote. It should be Dangote. It's good that the Edo State government is coming, to clear the bill. But what is Dangote doing about this girl? What is Dangote doing about? Don't be Edo State government crush the girl now. Now Dangote truck crush the girl. So what is Dangote doing about this? Anyway, continued. She's completely paralyzed and can't breathe from nose, and that is why there is a tube in her throat here, obviously.
What happened?
There's a trailer. She was going back to school.
What trailer?
Dangote trailer. They called me on phone.
Dangote trailer.
Yes. They said Dangote trailer hit their bus. Immediately he hit the bus. The bus zoom off without waiting. Then
We are going to clear the bill. You're happy about it.
But then that girl, guys, I'm really emotional here. That girl has been lying there for 11 months. She's not able to breathe. She's paralyzed. I don't know what kind of treatment will be available for her to be back on her feet again. It's sad, but yeah.
Don't cry. No, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. It's okay. So you don't stress yourself. It's okay now. Don't cry.
22 years old. This is sad. Guys, please like this live stream for me. I really appreciate it. I'm quite emotional, obviously, watching this. It's hard. Like I said, if Fina had not come out to call out Dangote, we would not have heard about this young girl. And what about the other thousands, hundreds whose lives have been taken? Dangote never reached out to them. What did Dangote do? And I think it's at a time, like, obviously we don't have a functional government, we don't have a functional working justice system, because if this were to happen in their diaspora, Dangote would have shut down business for a very long time, because compensation would have crippled his business. That title of him being the richest man in Africa, it would have been the poorest businessman in Africa, because, like I said, these are the ones that has a voice. It's not even as if they have a voice. If this story of a final girl has not happened, we wouldn't know about this 23-year-old girl. she probably would have been in hospital for as long as possible till maybe God says it's time for her to come home. But now Edo State government are now going to pay her bills, and Dangote, the freaking Dangote, has not actually come to acknowledge the story of this girl. Exactly, gospel. Exactly.
And in addition, we liaise with the management, so we can have that operation done the best possible option. We have unique plans so that we can have that operation done.
Guys, please like live stream.
Nobody asked me to express his concern. You should be rest assured that we are with you. We are with you. So by the grace of God, you'll be able to breathe well again. You will walk again. So we want to thank you all for all the support. Thank you, management. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, everyone who has been supporting.
Dr. Bruno.
Shout out to Dr. Bruno.
Thank you, Dr. Bruno.
Thank you very much.
This is a physiotherapist. Take care of him.
He said Dr. Yomere. There's another
Thank you,
Dr.
sir.
Yomere.
All your doctors.
All your doctors.
And all our doctors.
And let's run try to.
And the doctor asked me to tell you that he loves you and he wishes you a speedy recovery. Oh, you love him too. I will tell him that. I'll tell him that.
Thank you,
And
sir.
this is Dr. Paddy.
And this is Dr. Pilot. Yes. Yes. So, no problem.
Right. Okay. So obviously, the governor is aware of this girl's story. Obviously, you heard it that governor said he loves her. So the governor is aware of this. But guys, it's quite emotional watching this because, like I said, if this were to have happened in the UK, like I said, Dangote would have packed up his business because it would forever pay compensation. And like I said, so far we've only heard of 2 stories, which is this of this girl and that of Fina's sister. How many more people who do not have the voice? How many more of Dangote's victims? We've not heard. If you remember, it is not just Fina's sister that was involved in that accident. The Okada man, we've not heard anything more about the Okada man that was carrying Fina's sister. So I believe he also suffered a life-threatening injury as well. We've not heard anything about him. We've not heard anything about him. So this is the story of these 2 that we're hearing just now. How about that Okada driver? What about the hundreds of other people that Dangote's truck has maimed their lives? How about them? How about them? Anyway, guys, let's move on. So we already watched this. There's another video. This is him installing speed breakers, obviously, so that it will slow any vehicle down. We have speed breakers here in the UK as well. In fact, in most streets, and where they put speed breakers, especially where if it is a residential area, you will see speed breaker bumps, and they will tell you the miles per hour, the speed limit. They will put the speed limit there, and in most of those areas, you wouldn't know there's a speed camera there. You would just, if you like, some cars they will think they are invisible. They will just drive over the speed bump without even caring what damage is going to do to their car. But then if you're meant to be 10 miles per hour, 10 miles per kilometer, and you are driving 20, the camera will just flash you, take a picture of your car, take a picture of your car registration number. In some cases, I've been caught once, but it was not because I was driving through a speed breaker. I drove through a bus lane. I did not know it was a bus lane because I've never driven through that road before. So it was a bus lane. I drove through the bus lane. I remember clearly it was 4 years ago on my birthday. I wanted to go and buy ECU. And the African shop is just by that road. It was just by that bus stop. So I didn't realize that even at that time. So there's a certain time in the day that I could have driven and I wouldn't have had any issue. But it was not that time. So I drove through that bus lane to enter the African restaurant to carry my ECU on my birthday. And a week later, I received a letter. That letter, there was an image of my car. There was my image. It was able to show me in the car. I don't know how they were. I don't know the kind of camera they had. It was able to show, obviously it was a black and white, but clearly I could tell that was me in the car. It showed the image of my car registration number, the time, where I was coming from, It showed me pictures of exactly how I entered into that bus lane. And me, I knew my offense straight away. There was no point trying to say it was not me, or trying to say yes. Obviously, like I said, I did not know it was a bus lane. That was the first time I was driving through that, even though I was not an excuse. So I was fined £60. If I paid it fine within 4 days, if I paid the fine within 14 days, it will be £30. But if I'm trying to delay it to contest it, it will be £60. So me, I generally just paid the £30. So that's understandable. But in other areas, there are like speed bumps. If it's a school, if it's an area where there's school, you see speed bumps there, and giving you the limit of how much speed you can. So, like I said once again, it should not be the one putting the speed breakers on the federal. The preacher said it's a federal government rule. It should not be the one doing this.
Bro, say that, brother. Open up.
Exactly. So that's him installing speed breakers, and I mean it's a good thing, but like I said, it should not. Verydarkman should not be the one doing it. This is why I said. This is why I said that it would have made sense if the government, or even if the government actually reach out to him, and then this idea, he could have sold this idea to them, and then let the government pay for it. Let them do it, because at the end of the day, the government should be there to work for the people of Edo. It should not be Verydarkman that is that is doing this, because like I said, it could be it's going against the law here. It's rooting the law of the land. The government or the governor of that state should have reached out to him, or even approach him and say, okay, what's going on here? And then you could have passed the idea, okay, this road that these trucks come through, why not put a roadblock? Why not put a speed breaker there? So that at least if they are speeding, when they reach that bump, they will have no choice but to slow down. And yes, this kind of bumps, you can't even climb it with gear 2. And I would imagine that these trucks, they'll probably be automatic anyways. So like this car now, possibly a manual. If I were to drive over this speed bump, I would drive through it in gear 1. I won't even attempt to drive it. I won't even attempt to drive over it in gear 2, because if you drive over it in gear 2, if you're driving a low car, a car that is low to the ground, you'll be surprised at how your bumper will hit that curb. So if I were to drive over it, I wouldn't drive over it with gear 2. I would go in gear 1. And that gear 1, I would take my time, because the car I'm driving is quite big and it's very, very low to the ground. So yeah, this is a good idea. But like I said, it should not be the one doing this. This should be down to the government, of that state to do this. But what do I know? It's a good thing. Like you can see there, it forced the cars to slow down. Thank you. It forced the cars to slow down, which is a good thing. Let's move on, guys. I'm getting to the video where he called Baba Azaman. So according to his write-up, it says we are doomed in this country. So at FRSC Nigeria, road safety and VIO are not to touch. Preacher, this is a video. VIO and road safety are not to touch any Dangote truck. Can you hear? FRSC have been told, allegedly, and road safety and VIO have been told not to touch any Dangote truck, allegedly. Once they see it, they are meant to turn blind eyes. Aside this, I discovered that there are a lot of businesses operating illegally under the name. So also, like I said, all of this, all operators, whatever, still boils down to Dangote. How are you asserting, or how are you double checking that your drivers are your drivers? Do you have a record of your drivers? Do you have a record of your truck? And what is the name of the driver that has been registered to drive that truck? Do you have a record of them? Because anybody could be parading in a truck saying it's Dangote's truck, but you, Dangote, do you know, how sure are you that that truck is yours? I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. How are you sure that that truck is yours? So according to his write-up now, he said he discovered that there are a lot of businesses operating illegally under Dangote's name and influence of Aliko Dangote and Dangote Group. These people obviously evade tax. What kind of a country is this? So, like I said, Dangote is not doing due diligences either. Obviously, he's too rich now to care about him being poor. But let's keep watching.
That's your date of birth. When they give you this license, based on what's in the year.
The information there is correct.
So I want me to talk out your mouth. When they give you which year? Which year?
It was June. So I'm not mistaken. Let me just say because my head is going like now. You can see. Expiring date is on 19th February. 2019 February.
2019 February.
Yes.
You know the pass VIO for road safety. How you take the pass them? They know they be stopping now. At all. When was the last time road safety or VIO stopped you? Okay. They don't disturb you as how? Like Dangote truck or how?
No, it's a commission from us.
But they write Dangote on them.
They write down.
So I take the commercial job.
This is the last one that they share for customers.
The share
After I don't work for Dangote, they'll share them.
No. It's
Dangote the right boots.
No, wait. I don't understand now.
You can see now. The way is with you. They give you the way of that.
They write Dangote pool, but now Dangote get them. That's the question now.
This government truck buy from collecting from Dangote.
Wait till the owner of this company.
Let me read your comment. The preacher said, most of these truck drivers are familiar with the road and know there are no speed breakers on this road. Do they put signs to show? Exactly. That's another aspect again. Like maybe put a sign, like a road sign, to let them know that maybe 2 miles from where you're going, there's going to be a speed breaker. So start slowing down. Maybe start advising them about road signs. About speed signs about each mile, whatever. So if it's like 10 miles in advance, if the speed breaker is 10 miles ahead, there should be a speed notice. Start reducing your speed. Maybe 5 miles to the road, be speed breaker. Start reducing your speed. Up until when they get there. That's a good one. Obviously, it's not about speed breakers only, but you have to put the road advice on the sign to say speed breaker ahead, 10 miles from where you are. You need to start slowing down, and then put the road sign, put the speed limits. That's a good one there, the preacher. That's a good one. There are no speed breakers on this road. Do they put signs to show speed breakers ahead? That's another thing. Maybe it's what go put into his comment section to say, yes, you've put these speed breakers there. These people travel every day. Person will travel there yesterday now, not knowing that the speed breaker has been put there. How would they know if they are driving on that road today? That's a good one. What happens at night when visibility is poor? Exactly. That's a very stuff there. I'm going to copy your comment and I'm going to go and put it in his DM.
Why not use his name? Till they're doing business. Why can't he use his own company name? Meaning he's not even paying tax to the Nigerian government. He's hiding under the name of Dangote to do business. He's not paying tax. Meaning it's an illegal business that's going on in Nigeria under the name of Dangote. So if you are telling me that Dangote share truck and you see the reason they do commercial work, your company is making money with his name on top. Do you understand? With Dangote's name on top, and you still have the audacity to let me say no with Dangote truck. What's the name of your company? DCO. Why you know DCO ID card? So it's just a move for road without ID. How many years don't work for these people? How many years? 4 months. So you don't drive on Nigeria road for 4 months under the name of Dangote, according to you, and they are operating under his name. And I won't kill this country. You, your guy Dangote, all of them. And I won't kill this country. Show this thing. And road safety and VIO, they're not the stop now.
So 4 months ago, you get job. How you take get the job with expired license?
Because this thing expire. This is yes. This thing expire. Wait, this thing expire 2019. You said that 4 months ago you don't study swap. What do you present? Give them for them.
The preacher said VDM is wrong on the FRS CVIO turning a blind eye because it's Dangote truck. Well, that was what he asserted. Most registered transport companies are not stopped by FRS CVIO because these companies settle them so they don't delay their drivers. Sunday said many media outlets in Nigeria have chosen to ignore the unfortunate but unfolding story because Mr. Dangote is their godfather. Allegedly, we don't know that for sure, but yes, let's keep watching him here. So this is somebody who's driving the truck and his driver's license is driving with an expired driver's license. How do we know that this driver's license is original now?
They asked me that when
Hey, get that man out of that side. Hey, but no harass her. Hey, leave her. Hey, no harass her. Leave her. You don't do. Hey, no wahala. Stay small. Hey, calm down. Now, I take the work of the license expire as a driver. Hey, una dey disturb me now.
it was the same license I used.
When they born you? Which year? Talk loud. You don't know when they born you. You don't know the year where they born you. Which year you go primary school?
Wala.
Which time?
After you did this, there for small. I hear you not get people there.
Yoshene Najinka, Kaimun da Hausa. To kuma wannan license an rubuta 1999. An ji an sa 1999 nan. 1999 ne ya haife ka. Kai ka girme ni ai.
I don't understand Hausa. Many of you understand. Can still for us.
Ababa is in 1999. How is that even possible? See the license. Which company they work?
Was it born in 1999?
Me? Precious. In our ID card, na company. Back with the ID card. What video this license? This one now no safety faults at the end of the day. Thank you. Hey, which one?
This one. Now you're kidding this.
This is the video where he called Dangote Azaman. Let's keep watching.
2001. You see where God won't catch you. That time, Yoshina catch you in 1990. So, how old were you in 2001? How old you be 2001?
So this one to say, wait, them banner for when?
Is that not about 11 years old? 11 years. So you did 11 years old, they drive. You say this license, your date of birth, I want a license fake. About come here, I can be card. I wear a masala, masala. So back to Mutaka. Then I just go. Talk. That's a kafara I can Dangote 2001 go. Now I am Biaka. To put the same. When is now Danka? Lawali. Then is Sunan company. Beshi. Ogun State. So, in a nutshell, this car too just get Dangote logo and everything. It's actually not for Dangote.
Not for Dangote.
So a lot of them, I don't know which deal Dangote and them strike. They are actually scamming Nigeria. Yes, these people are scamming Nigeria. So these people are not even paying tax. That's what it means. Because if the main company get different name, but they don't put it on top of the truck, they put Dangote where be big name on top of the truck. It only means that it's either they pay Dangote their tax. Dangote reflects the tax. So Dangote just the benefit from Nigerians. Nigerians not really the benefit. Again, from the look of things, it can't be as if I might be wrong. But I see Dangote na Azaman. Gonna waiting, it just look like. Let's say in the head then clean up. Because most of these guys, almost everybody we have, almost all of them. Dangote logo, Dangote ID card, everything. But they know they work for Dangote. Like this one.
Wow.
And the fake, this one are properly fake. But
This guy know they work with Dangote at all.
Can you imagine?
And road safety, yes, that's what I've been happening. And road safety, they road safety, no, they check anything. Yes, once they see Dangote, they let him go. Top. Now go behind the day, but they need to pay heavy tax on Dangote because at the end of the day, Dangote trucks, first of all, and then they spoil our roads a lot of times. Yeah? They spoil the roads. Especially in Edo State. There are some states where they're supposed to tax Dangote more in order to benefit the people of that state. Like in Kogi State. All the people that are there around where they live there, their road not supposed to buy. And upon that, Dangote truck, they buy a lot of them. In Edo State, the same thing. See the federal road. When a truck reach and pass, you can stay here. Before you say a normal commercial car, it will take you time. But trucks, 247, they pass. You understand? At the end of the day, it's not this guy's fault. You understand? At the end of the day, it's not his fault. It's the system. That's why anytime they stop there, I say, no beats, don't touch them. These guys don't know nothing. Because the people who employ them are trying to be greedy. They're trying to be selfish. That's why they just pick cheap labor. What they do is simple. They'll bring just...
Do you agree that Dangote and Azaman, just from what is explained there, or it could be that obviously, like I said, maybe Dangote is outsourcing drivers and outsourcing other people so you could use their trucks while they transport his products. So do you actually believe in that summary or that narration that he gave there that Dangote allegedly Azaman, Dangote allegedly maybe they help people, they evade tax? Don't be me talking about you guys edit with your ears. Leave your thoughts and opinion in the comment section as always, okay?
Like we see that old man where get license of 1990, go. Old man, boy no being the drive, 9 get license, he one small boy. Small boy now 90 drive and he no get license. 23 years. 90 boys say B. But he was learning. Imagine learning how to drive and he learned with trailer of major road.
Can you imagine?
You know how crazy that is. And all this one are because you no one get skilled, qualified drivers where it will charge you the money. You just won't get any other person. So as this guy did like that, they go don't let her know. Say any day where it cast, run, leave the truck. That's why you see a lot of trucks on the road.
Right, you guys heard what he had to say there. So just before I'm rounding up, guys. Just before we go, I saw a post here where it's been alleged that Dangote claimed that they will start training their drivers. But then, should it be now? Dangote has been in business in Nigeria for how long? Dangote has been in business in Nigeria for how long? Why is it that it is now? The Dangote felt it's now that they have to start training their drivers. Why now? So I saw this post here, and it says here that Dangote Cement pledges to train his drivers. Why should it be now that you're starting to train them? So I think it's high time. All the people that Dangote trucks have maimed, all the people that Dangote trucks have taken their loved ones in the past, they need to start coming out now. As long as they have their evidences, they need to start coming out now and calling out Dangote, because tell me how the freaking F are they now coming out saying that they are going to start training their drivers? Like, are they okay? So the write-up says Dangote Cement PLC says it is taking a proactive stance on road safety by launching a nationwide driver training and retraining initiative aimed at curbing reckless driving and improving operational efficiency. The company recently held its 2025 annual drivers retreat at the Ibese plant in Ogun State with over 900 drivers in attendance. See, out of those 900 drivers, now if you check their driver licenses, they feel no get valid, or they feel no get valid driver's license. They feel no get valid driver's license. So why, like, guys, please someone show up in the comment section. How long has Dangote been trading in Nigeria? How long has Dangote been trading in Nigeria? And so those people that his truck has spied, has taken their lives in the past, those ones, they are gone and gone. Abi? So it is now, he wants to now start retraining and training drivers. Or more, like I said, come. Dangote knows he cannot do this in diaspora. He knows. Because that business, he wouldn't have that title of the richest man in Africa. He wouldn't have that title. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have all this. He wouldn't have that title if his business is running the way it's running in Nigeria. In fact, his business cannot even run that way in diaspora, because at the end of the day, when you're driving a truck, they have like several places where you can stop. You need to have a record of sleep time. You need to have a record of, like, every move you make while you drive your truck is being recorded. It's being recorded. Your speed, everything. How many stops did you have before your next location? There's a certain amount of hours you need to spend on the road, depending from what location you're traveling from. But this one's attire. Anyway, it says here that this is coming after Dangote truck drivers reportedly maimed and killed a lot of Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians. Do you know how many Nigerians this Dangote truck has ended their lives? Do we know? Do we know? Do we know? Anyway, guys, I'm rounding up, guys. I'm going to take a couple of calls. If any of you wanted to share one or two things, if not, I'm going to end the live stream. I'm going to drop the link in the comment section to take a couple of calls because, like I said, the preacher has actually dropped quite a handful of hints and what they could do. But then Dangote needs to do much more. Dangote needs to do much more. The picture said, how many people are even stopped by road safety? They only stop random cars or when they see you don't have your seatbelt on, not for traffic offenses or papers. So it's not just because it's Dangote truck. As I agree with you, I agree. So Dangote has a lot more to do. I'm sorry, he has a lot more to do. And with that being said, all the people that have ever had whose lives have been dramatically, maimed by Dangote trucks, they need to come out now. Like, they need to come out, because if Dangote is now saying that, oh, we are going to start training all about this, that, why now? Why now? Your drivers allegedly don't have, they are not even of age. If you ask that one, they're asking, what year were you born? He said he's been driving trailer since he was 11 years old. Look at the man. Look at the man. Even here in the UK, even a motorbike, there's a certain age you can learn to drive a motorbike. In the UK, you can start learning from the age of, I think, the age of 15 or 14. But then you have to, your insurance will be quite high, even for the fact that the insurance alone is enough to discourage you from wanting to learn to drive at a young age. So most, like my daughter started learning to drive at the age of 17. All my three oldest children, they started learning to drive at the age of 17. I didn't allow them start younger than that. They started learning at the age of 17. Because at the end of the day, even at 17 now, when their car insurance is crazy for that age. Even me that have been driving for 9 years, do you know how much I pay for car insurance? Do you know how much I pay? I pay £131 monthly for car insurance. And I know, obviously, your car insurance, the amount you pay for car insurance is dependent on the age of the car as well. Like, if you're driving a 20-year vehicle, your car insurance is going to be extremely high. If you're driving a car with a massive age, your car insurance is going to be skyrocketed high. All of these things are very important. But if you're driving like a young driver, car insurance is not really so. So there's a lot more that I can do. And yes, like there's a lot more that I can do. And yes, all of these people, all of these people, the Nigerian government needs to have everything. They need to be called out. Like I said, I would love to know like called out. And one day back, someone said saying all I see is, don't worry, until it happens to your family. You know that we are calling these people out, we are not calling them out because we hate them. We are calling them out because Nigerians have been so quiet for a very long time over things, speaking of the case. Anyway, that is I'm going to round up this slide. Thank you for coming on there. Let me know that I agree as an advocate. And like I said, do agree also that the people who have had encounter with Dangote trucks, whose lives have been named, who have lost a loved one, who have lost their families, do you agree that this is the time for them to start coming out? They need to come out now. They need to come out now. Yes, people are talking about all the atrocities Dangote trucks have allegedly caused. They need to do agree that they should start coming out now, because this is not the time to keep quiet. It's not the time to keep quiet. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for being here. If you're listening to the world, thanks so much for always coming back. Yes, please like, watch, share, drop your comment and opinion as always. And yes, people suggest what to be done, and you put it in the comment section, or better say, like I said, very that you put the open comment section. You could copy some of the comments in here, like some of the comments that Richard dropped. Drop some of those onto his page, like, oh, yes, you put the speed breakers there. Is there a notice to notify people? To notify these drivers that maybe 10 miles from where you're going, there's a couple of speed breakers, how would they know? And yes, the carriers are very good to fire because I'm subscribed to this company. How about at night time? Let's talk about that carrier before. Because at the end of the day, there's a possibility of accident even happening with that speed breaker. Because somebody who has maybe not driven through that road in how many, I would imagine the other drivers will tell one another. How many of them will tell each other? How many of them will tell each other? How many? We have a caller in the house. I'll just take this one call and we'll round up. Hello, Grace. Please unmute yourself and share your views. Grace, unmute yourself.
Sorry. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, welcome, my baby sister. How are you?
I was saying I was busy. I couldn't comment. I just decided to like talk because I'm busy. I'm using one hand to be busy. Well done for the job. Well done.
Thank you, ma.
I heard all your analysis. It's a shame what happened in our country. Obviously,
Yeah.
people are just dying. Like what I was hearing. VDM bringing out and people using Dangote's name when it's not actually his company,
Yeah.
and the road safety, VOA, whatever they do, they are not doing their job and all that. Once they come, they just see Dangote, they let go. And
Yeah.
now this is like an eye opener that all of those trucks are not necessarily for Dangote. They don't necessarily belong to Dangote, right?
Yeah.
VDM with his big mouth. So I do like what he do sometimes. It is his approach. This country, if they actually want to work, VDM is somebody they can just pick up and say, okay, let us train you, right? Because he
Yeah.
doesn't have answer to everything.
True.
He wants to do it. He approach it probably in a wrong way. You talked about speed breaker. You talked about there are lots of ways they can control roads. Like I have had penalty charges by entering road. They say school road. You can enter at this specific time.
Yeah.
It's a road that I usually drive to work, and all of a sudden it was changed.
Yeah.
What do they call it? Is it private road or school, whatever? And I drive in and I got ticket. I didn't know it was changed, right?
Yeah.
If this is school area, they will have a way of like, okay, at so time when school is busy, certain vehicle doesn't pass through there. The speed breaker in this miles and this miles. Obviously, if they talk about it, they're not going to do it. That's why somebody like VDM is taking laws into his hands.
Yeah.
And look at what he's actually calling out. Even though he's speaking so stupidly, Dangote should be very grateful to start checking who is using his name illegally, right?
True. Yeah.
It's possible that he's not even aware of all of these. Most of the things that VDM does, he just kind of brings certain things. It's just the way he goes about it that is not right.
Yeah.
And if you actually say, okay, this they should do this, the government actually say, okay, tell me what to do. Look at the governor going in there to say, okay, I'm going to observe the bills of this girl. At the end of the day, yeah, you're paying this bill. What happened to this girl after now?
Exactly.
Have you allowed Dangote to say, okay, what are we going to put in place? Have we taken this girl abroad to have her treated? How are we going to rehab, put her into rehab and let her get her life back? Are they talking about that? No. Even the first girl that it was even video who started it before the sister talk about it, and you came into the same hospital, you took this girl away, and then you left the other girl. What are we talking about? I don't actually support what VDM does. VDM is somebody that if they want to pick him and then train him how he should, because he's very vocal, he's very raw, he doesn't have like this, okay, this is how exactly. I do appreciate what you guys doing. I'm not a blogger, I don't have YouTube channel. It's only Uncle Beno's channel that I go to. I do appreciate what you guys are doing. Just create the awareness, let people hear what is necessary, what we're supposed to do in our country. And
absolutely.
I'm just busy. I said, okay, let me just give you a shout out. Well done. Thank you.
Thanks so much, ma, for your contribution. You're highly welcome, ma. Thank you, ma. Anyway, we've all heard it there. Obviously, there's a certain manner and approach to doing things. And yes, I've often said that I don't agree with him the way he does things at times. We're doing it the way you do things. You don't know it all. Everybody they learn. But then all of this now, the governor don't come now. Maybe you should put all those things in place and get things rolling. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. Mommy Grace, thanks so much for your contribution. Guys, I'm gonna end this live stream here because I think we have another live stream at 3:00 today. So leave your thought and opinion as always. And yes, I will see you guys later. Like I said, leave your thought and opinion based on this story, based on all of these things. Like I said, I'm only bringing awareness. We should not be waiting upon until these things happen to somebody we know. We should not wait until it happens to a family or to us before we speak out. Like I said, I love this generation to a certain extent that we are calling out the wrongs. It's not, we are not in that era whereby things, all of our parents during their time, they were keeping quiet. Now we are in the era whereby we don't keep quiet. We see things the way that it's not meant to go. We come out there and call it out, and that's how it should be. And for me, I'll continue to do so. With that being said, guys, I will see you guys later. Like I said, we have another live stream later on this afternoon. If you're available, please subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that once I go live, you will be notified. All right. Thank you guys, and have an amazing Saturday wherever you are. Bye, everybody. Bye.